dear friends. I am back again today. I promise you, my dear friends, that I will be going live for 30 days. We'll see what happens. Maybe not live every day, maybe some recorded thoughts and ideas and videos for you. But today, I want to bring this discussion to the light. Something that I was actually talking with one of my best friends just recently. Um, is our society and men in particular looking at traditional ladies, at truly traditional housewives, homemaker, stay-at-home mom women as less um, compared to in comparison with women who have careers? And some things that I have been learning along the way, I want to share with you some observations and some conversations that I have sometimes. And maybe you are a person, a lady that is, some ladies are watching my channel now too. So, maybe you're on the fence that maybe you should focus on your career, or you are at the time when you really want to stay home with your children. And sometimes it's a tough choice. And the problem, I think the main problem with our society, even I can relate to that being from Eastern Europe, which is a lot more traditional, is that we are conditioned that our worth as women is often also based on, how well we did with our education or career. Okay, guys, I'm recording in some difficult circumstance here, so don't don't pay attention if you can to some camera movements. But yes, so we are often feels that so many women are often missing out on focusing on some of those things that will matter so much more later in life. So many women are spending decades of their life trying to chase success in order to feel success, meaning material, career success, I don't know, business success, things like that, in order to feel like they are not a failure, in order to feel that they are worthy of they're worthy human being. And it's kind of interesting because when I was growing up, there was also a lot of focus when I was in college. There was a lot of focus on, what education you're gonna get, where you're gonna be working, and so on and so forth. And of course, it's much worse in more Western countries. There is so much push and attention for career, run, ignore your natural desires, ignore your call to become a mother, ignore your call to have a family. And at some point, I think women all over the world, except for the most traditional societies, I think at some point women all over the world started to feel and believe that probably that is an extremely that having a career or a job or a business is something that they must obtain in order to be valuable, and also that would make them valuable to a man as well. So in this video, I want to ask your opinion, and I know I have a male audience as well as a female audience right now, ladies and gentlemen, at the same time. And my question to you is, do you personally believe that a woman's worth is based on her achievements in her career, in her education, in her work, and so on and so forth? I do understand that it's rarely black and white. A lot of times we are somewhere in the middle. some women are lucky to be able to at least nurture their children when they're little. But unfortunately, we don't have enough of female women mentorship influence to tell us that in some way being a wife and a mother is, it could also be a career, it could also be a calling. It doesn't mean that you may not have other hobbies, I mean, that you may not have hobbies or interests, or you may discover a passion, but if you want to be a wife and a mother, it doesn't make you less valuable. If you truly want to take on and that role in a very traditional sense, that is a career of itself, that is a path in life of its own, of itself. And sadly, I rarely meet or see anyone who realize that. And very often, as women, we realize that, but it is becoming too late. It is becoming too it's the most painful thing in life when you realize that you gave your energy, your focus, your time, your effort to something that is actually secondary. When you give your effort, your time, your precious time you can return, you give it to something that is actually secondary. It's not your first priority. You many women do realize this, but unfortunately it happens a lot later in life, and when it's harder to achieve that goal. And yes, it's my question to you guys to share in the comments, to share in the live chat if you're watching. Do you really base your self-worth, if you're a woman, on things you achieved professionally? Do you base yourself, do you base your satisfaction for life on family factors, or all of the above? I do understand that people have different drive, women in particular have different drive, different things that light them up. Honestly, I have a major respect to women that dedicate themselves completely to, that are very devoted, that um, their husbands basically becoming successful because they're they become successful because they have these kind of wives, women who are there to nurture, to take care of their children, to take care of the home, and to take care of the husband in uh, most divine and beautiful way. I believe it is very difficult to be emotionally available for your family when you are running into, when you're in a rat race, when you're running around, when you solve work problems, when you put your career higher or at more priorities than your family as a woman. I don't believe that it is an it is possible at the same time um, be as nurturing, as loving, as supportive as a wife. I think we all know examples of women that just had passion for family and career, but I don't think it's possible having that at the same time. And another thing I've noticed is that men who are very accomplished and they want a true feminine presence in their life, they are not concerned about a woman's professional achievement as they concerned about her qualities, her nurturing qualities, her desire to create comfort and a peaceful environment at home, and just being a loving mother and a wife, and so on and so forth. It's in my observation that very often high achieving, very masculine and strong men are truly focus their vision of a woman in terms of her ability to bring something, those intangible, beautiful things that as a man he cannot get anywhere else. You know, it's just interesting. And those men who are counting on a woman to be of help, to also be financially providing, that counting on a woman to take on certain responsibilities as well. Usually these are the men that probably base a woman worth, or you know, their interest in a woman on her career, on her professional qualities. Of course there are exceptions. Of course there are women that have a lot of energy, that are maybe have passion to become somebody, but it's definitely makes sense for when you start a family, at least to take certain time off, to take time off, to be able to live through these experiences. I understand it's not always realistic, I understand all of this, but even working with my clients, I want to talking about men who are maybe looking for a woman to enrich their life. Don't ask a if you when you find yourself attracted to a woman and she seems to be very bubbly and sparkling and feminine and so on and so forth, don't start a conversation leading with her career, with her achievements, because if you are looking to start a family and she is ready to start a family as well, career and taking more classes, getting another job, getting a second shift is not her priority. What she's looking for is to become a wife and a mother. And when you start asking her a lot of questions about her career, what does she do for a living, you know, and things like that, these questions are not the most important questions you should ask. Uh, Once you get to know the lady, the one of the best questions you should ask is how she sees her life in you know, next 5 years, and what how does she feel about family and children, because when we take on too many things, we're not doing any of them right. And in traditional way, when a woman can relax, she can exhale, and she can know she can make her dream come true and become a wife and a mother. There is something about the peace, and especially in those first years of life, that peace and nurturing and love that cannot be replaced. Cannot be replaced with a daycare, cannot be replaced with checks um, from a high paid job. And for those ladies who feel insecurity, because I understand there is also sometimes insecurity when you are, hello everyone, when you are, a, you have a homemaking career, you are a stay-home mom, or you are a housewife and a mother. Sometimes women do run into those insecurity, feeling like they may not have a particular profession or certain skills, or you know, they're not bringing the financial aspect, and they feel maybe they are missing out. I want to tell you one trick how to realize that in fact you are valuable and you're doing work that you cannot be replaced, and your value is immeasurable. And one of these things is imagine you were living, imagine you have you know, you have your children or child, and you're living abroad for 2 months. Think what it would cost your husband to replace you. Finding somebody 24/7 who would watch the children, finding somebody who would be cleaning the house, you know, getting the groceries, cooking, organizing, preparing, taking doctor, you know, driving, if you have kids who are a bit bigger, to maybe some classes or interests, like I don't know, dance, any sports. Like if you think about all the things that a homemaker, a housewife does, that's it is a whole career. You of course every family has a different financial situation, different priorities, so on and so forth. But if you feel underappreciated, just think how much that would actually cost to find a woman that would replace you. And it's interesting because if as a wife you were living for another country, it probably would take three women to replace you, because usually one woman would be just responsible for cleaning and organizing, another one is for cooking and meal prep and all that comes with that, and the third one is would be like babysitting or doing lessons with the child. So usually it doesn't come in one person. I mean, maybe sometimes it does, but think about to replace one wife, you may need a three woman as a man. So I definitely think that um, we went wrong in our society, running so much after more income, after more material things, when the value that the woman brings is totally irreplaceable. A values that a woman brings to her children and also to her husband too. I think that a woman that does not have other things as priority over her marriage is a much more dedicated, relaxed, loving, nurturing woman. When you are an equal partner, so to speak, and you have to run around and worry about the mortgage, worry about the lights, worry about, like, you might as well be single. You might as well be, consider yourself in some kind of partnership. But this is not a true provision and protection from the man's side. And as a woman, you cannot give him much, because by the time you ran yourself, by the time you ran around and you prioritize somebody else's business or somebody else's work, or you satisfied all your boss's requests, it's not the same. Women, as women, we have a lot less emotional energy. We have a lot less. We take things closer to heart, and we give a lot of ourselves. So it's different when you come as a man, you come home to a recharged, relaxed woman that have her cup full, and even she has some things she was doing, she had time to rest, and she has something for you. It's not always it's, yes, food, I know hot warm food is nice, but it's not always just that. It's connection, communication, intimate time together, just intimate in every way. It's very hard to be present and available when you had to run just as men do all day, fighting for survival. So, saying all this, I would like to hear your opinion. If, as a man, for men who are maybe watching this video, do you think that women who focus on their family life, or want to be most number one, a mother, and a wife, do you think that these women are less ambitious, less interesting, less valuable, less worthy in your eyes? That would be a less of priority for you when you choose a life partner? Or would you be on the other side of the spectrum and think that that is an incredible dedication and a beautiful thing when a woman is choosing her family over everything else? And it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that you cannot again have your have education, even have a career. You can do those things. It really depends on timing, and current things. It's when you have to adjust. Sometimes you need to adjust your life timeline. Not everything comes perfectly. I know there are maybe more women that would like to stay home, but it's maybe difficult for their husband to be a full provider. I understand that. It really depends. But I just think that telling a woman that you're just a wife and just a mother, when you are literally you learn how to keep a whole human being alive. You learn, you do a homestay mother's doing a lot more than feeding and changing the diapers. You give your child love and support, and you give them your attention. You give them something that a daycare person that have hourly wage cannot give them. I don't know where you live, what the circumstances are, but I am here in US, and there are some older women who work in a daycare. Maybe they're about to retire. I don't know if they enjoying it or they have to do it, but mostly it's not a very well paid job, and you're lucky to find a good provider, the good care provider, but there is no good care provider compared to mother's love. It's spending time, having experiences, seeing your child saying first words, seeing your child smiling for the first time, walking for the first time. And it's probably the most tiring, in some ways. In some ways, it's probably the most tiring job. The most tiring, exhausting, because you don't just, it's not 9 to 5, it's 24/7, including nights and weekends. It's 24/7, including nights and weekends, but you develop a bond, you develop connection, you can witness your child evolving, and it's truly an incredible experience. So I would never say just. I would never say just a mother or just a wife. And men who have very stressful careers, even if before you have children or if you don't have children, it's also a different level of connection. It's a different level of influence in a couple on each other when you are your main priority, when you are your woman's main priority, when she can let go and not to worry about things, when you are able to take care of those things. And again, I understand, there are levels to this, and sometimes everything is not ideal, but when you set in that intention of supporting a woman you're with, supporting her in every way you can, you will see her appreciation for that. You will see her more relaxed, more loving, more present, more nurturing. Just the impact of a relaxed and joyful woman in your life is cannot be measured, and this cannot be bought. Unfortunately, we are living in a society when you considered, that you achieved more, when your stuff becoming more and more expensive, and when you just get stuff. And I would say that it's a process. We come to certain realizations at certain times in our lives, but hopefully we learn what life is about before it's over. And sometimes it's good to take time of the internet as well, because you can see things for what they are, and you can truly focus on the people that you love. Hello, Roger. Thank you. Choosing the family is always the right decision. Yeah, it is. And again, I don't, this is for no judgment for people who have to work, or who prefer working, who just ambitious. There are a lot of women who are very ambitious and so on and so forth. But even so, even so, when you give a woman a freedom of choice to choose, and maybe she can manage her energy levels, because it's another thing is that our energy levels are not the same as men's. We going through, every month has its cycle, and in different days of cycle we have different things going on. It's hormonally different, and our energy levels are completely different. And sometimes it's not just your energy level, sometimes you're in so much pain that even taking care of the basic things is very hard. But we are conditioned in this world, in this reality, to ignore it, take some pills that will kill the pain, and go with that. We have this condition, and we just completely different. um Also, yeah, we just physically wise, we're a lot more delicate, with all the feminism we see, with all these things that we see that's going on. I don't see a lot of women roofers, or women who, patch roads, or women who are doing, riding garbage trucks. I don't see a lot of construction workers who are women. They do exist, but it's very few compared to men, and it's just because we were not built to do these things. And we also see, women, losing their looks a lot early, when you have to work, when you have to be on a schedule, when you have to run instead of resting when you feel like you need to rest. I think one of the best thing is when a woman, she has her passions, her things that she projects, things that she is enjoying doing, and she can do it on her time, so she can recharge her batteries, and you can experience a woman who have her cup full, rather than a woman who runs on her last leg. On Because again, our endurance is completely different than men, and the more I mature, the more I see that, all these things are coming from living some life, and observing and comparing, and seeing. Most women who have to work very hard, they don't get to truly experience the motherhood, because you're trying to keep your face, you're trying to be present for your children, but you are more in a robot mode. You just put you are a robot. You Okay, I have to go through this, I need to put a Christmas tree. Okay, I can't. Okay, is this gonna be over? But sometimes when I talk to mothers, and they talk about events that's supposed to be joyful, like putting up a Christmas tree, or like baking together, or doing some things with their kids, they talk about it as a chore, and not because they are bad mothers. It's because they're not having enough of support, and when they are doing those things, they are already half half done. They just feel like a horse that jumping through the hoops. And I think it's important to remind the women that they're doing the most meaningful job, and it will be especially meaningful, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years from now, because somebody yesterday commented on my video and said, oh, why do you worry about all this that's going on? It's none of your business. When I'm concerned that our children get indoctrinated in school, and I'm thinking, no, it's actually my business, because my child, my nephews, and all of these young children are going now to these schools. They get confused, they get brainwashed, they get so disoriented, and they are the ones we will be living in their world when we are older, when we are in our, like, I don't know, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, if we make it that far, 90s, I don't know. They're gonna be ruling the world, they're gonna be making rules. They have to now grew up with all this confusion, with all these weird things, with all this woke stuff. They have to live with that. They have to somehow find their identity. I don't think things were ever as confusing as they are right now. So these are my thoughts, my dear friends, that I want to share with you. I want to hear your opinion, but I really hope that more women will have a healthy self-worth, and more men would have appreciation for those things that only a woman can give them. No friend, no partying, no career, no mother, no sisters. There are certain women that certain things and certain impact of a woman in your life, uh, that there's so certain impact that a woman bring to your lives that nobody else can. And then of course, not to mention if you have children. But anyway, my dear friends, thank you so much. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. I know I'm going live in unannounced. So some of you were asking for my schedule. I don't have it one. Just have a goal of showing up and getting the videos. Not perfect lighting, not perfect tripod, not perfect anything, not perfect mic. I have certain things at home, but here we are. I know when I get home. Right now, I can't put yet videos into my home ritual. I have some things. I know I want to spend time with my family. I want to listen. I want to be present. I want to drink tea. I want to be careless. And at night I need to sleep. So this is just an example that you may love doing some things, but when you as a woman, when you put your family first, you feel so much more fulfilled and nurtured, and you don't seek for validation of what somebody's thinking about you. You get the major inner satisfaction of being present and giving your attention and giving your love. I'm very concerned of family time when everyone is on their phone, computer, iPad, or something like that. So I'm trying to make my home time not being separated by digital uh autism or like digital rabbit digital rabbit hole. I want to be able to speak, to share, to do things together. So, and once again, the more mature I get, the more I realize the importance of that. So anyhow, thank you for being with me and listening to me. I hope that you also will share your opinions. I don't know how good my Wi-Fi is, so if it's really bad, maybe I will I don't know what I'll do. But anyway, hello Bronson, good to see you. I don't know if you're still here, but thanks so much for joining. Great to see you. Elizabeth, good evening. I know it's very late. I hope you are resting. Thank you for the compliments. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you for the kind words. So yes, my dear friends, that is what it is. I want to know from you, like when if you're single and you're considering options, you looking at maybe you looking at women's profile online, or you're meeting people in person, or maybe you are considering how much a woman career and her professional life matters to you versus her personality and her qualities and traits as a woman. I would be very curious to hear that for those who join later. Right now, I have to do just what I was talking about. I have to go and make sure that everything is ready, and I will be able to do lives in a more comfortable conditions soon. I really hope so, and maybe pre-recorded videos as well. Just having discussions and sharing thoughts with you. Um, and I'm always glad to hear your feedback. And if you enjoy my channel, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to subscribe. You know that is free. If you want to watch those videos that are not available for public view, you can join membership. It does come at a small fee, I think monthly. And then if you want to share your thoughts, please share it in the comments. I love seeing the comments and knowing what your experience is. And I'm not trying to make this channel for people to agree with me. I want to actually know your experiences and what you have lived through, and maybe your view on something changes greatly after you live through something. Because we have the saying in Ukraine that if only the old age could, if only the young age knew. I don't know how to translate it better, but I hope you give it the idea. You wish when you were older you could still do this. You wish when you were younger you would knew this, but um, that's why we need mentors, and we need people that will share things with us, that have lived a lot longer and share things with us. All right, my dear friends. Alex, I'm not sure why you commenting about sports. I'm talking about something completely different. Um, Sports are a completely different topic, but thanks for stopping by. I will see you very soon, my dear friends. And thank you so much. I hope to hear your thoughts, and I hope you enjoy your evening and it's peaceful and wonderful. Thank you.